That'll be pacing the feature events a little bit later on this evening, so special thanks to Germain Toyota for sponsoring tonight's action. The first event, as Jim said, it will be the Limited Sportsman Trophy Dash. By the way, what's going to happen here, folks, is the Limited Sportsman cars will run their preliminary events. Then we'll have Michael Waltrip and Terry Labonte out for some hot laps to get accustomed to their cars, and then after they hot lap for a couple laps, they will be doing the autographs, and it will be a limited amount of time. We don't have much time, so if you want to head down there now, you can go ahead and get in line, because here in about a half an hour or so, Michael Waltrip and Terry Labonte will be doing the autographs down at the Speedway Victory Lane. Okay, the lineup for the Trophy Dash. Your fastest four cars in the Limited Sportsman Division, Mike Rush and Jim Cruz on the front row. And in the second row, your second and first fastest qualifiers, Zero Hill and Craig Parker. 4 laps to go. The leader is Jim Cruz. Mike Rush tries to work his way underneath the Bob Evans number 9. Craig Parker is third. A good run for Parker. It's his second time here in 91 at the Speedway. And Craig Parker's got that car number 72 running good tonight. Cruz and crew have made great strides with car number 9 this year. It's running much better last couple of weeks. White flag this time. Cruz leads Rush and Parker down the backstretch. And the winner of the Trophy Dash, Jim Cruz. Second was a close race. I'll have to wait for official scoring. Craig Parker finishes second. Third goes to Mike Rush. And fourth, Don Hill Jr. So once again, a very limited amount of time for autographs. If you an 8-lap heat race. These are the cars that qualified, are the slowest qualifying cars with the slowest times and qualifications tonight. They are lined up in inverted order, which means the slowest is on the front and the fastest car on the rear. They'll run 8 laps. The lineup goes like this: Bob Grubau in 5 and J.D. Leeson in 44. The second row is Terry Humphrey Jr. and Jim Kidd. In row 3, it'll be Dean Winks in car number 19 and Larry Peterson in car 71. Well, wait a minute. Now we're getting a little adjustment here. Let me start over. Grubau and Lease on the front row. Terry Humphrey and Peterson in the second row. Third row, Dean Winks and Jim Kidd. Then comes Tony Sines, Charlie Osborne, and on the tail in car number 12, Don Renner. Racing laps for the Limited Sportsman cars. 8 laps to go. Grubau and Lee still holding the front row positions. Complete here on Germain Toyota night, the Superstar Shootout. with a bit of an advantage over Bob Gruball. J.D. Lease, the new leader. And Charlie Osborne with a spin in turn number 2. Osborne with a spin. Yeah, Gary Carter, the street stock fast qualifier at 17.317. Peterson moves to the inside of J.D. Lease for the lead. And Larry Peterson, the leader, in car 71. This time. And the winner of the heat race, Larry Peterson. Second goes to Terry Humphrey, and third is J.D. Lease. Car is sponsored by High Point Crane Service, Nationwide Insurance, the Peterson Agency, and VBL Construction. Following this event, we'll have that hot lap session to get Michael Waltrip and Terry Labonte a little bit accustomed to the racetrack. And now they're telling me they're still trying to get a shoehorn to get Michael Waltrip into his car. Of course, Michael is 6'6", and there aren't many cars made for a driver that big, or that tall. So they're still trying to make some final fitting adjustments for Michael's car. So that'll be coming up very soon at a theater near you. Okay, let's see. Mike Brown will start on the pole of this event, and Sam Heckman on the outside. The second row is Dick Kelly and Randy Sward. And row number 3, Ken Sward, his brother. And outside Bob Justice in 29. Then comes 55, John Strobel. Car number 10, Robin Pendleton. And finally, car 33, Carl Stapleton. 8 racing laps. In 17, the momentary leader, but now Brown comes back on the inside. Dick Kelly is third in 00. Now Brown forges back ahead. Brown in car 20 These guys racing 8 laps. Now Ken Sward moves up to join the top trio. It's Mike Brown, Sam Heckman, Dick Kelly, Ken Sward, and Bob Justice. They'll get the halfway signal this time. Cross flags. Pulls ahead. 6 laps complete this time. And now it's Dick Kelly trying to work his way around the red number 20. A white flag displayed this time by Dick Kelly. Will go to the work on the inside of Heckman through turns 1 and 2. And Kelly wastes little time challenging Heckman. Coming to checker this lap. It'll be close. Your winner, Dick Kelly. Heckman is second. Finishing third, car number 20, Mike Brown. That'll be Dick Kelly's 4th heat win of 1991. He has 2 feature wins to his credit. Kelly's car, sponsored by Elwood's Tree Service, the Motor Cafe, the Kenton Nationals, Bennett and Sieg Auto Wrecking, Black's Maintenance Service, the Red Lantern Restaurant, and So Right Sewing Specialists. Dick Kelly. Yesterday in Brooklyn, Michigan, your pole sitter for tomorrow's Winston Cup race, Michael Waltrip.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down here with Michael Waltrip, and it appears that we have approximately 10 pounds of manure in a 5-pound sack. Is that the kind of the way this works?
That's at least what we have. I'm pretty tall, and Lonnie and those guys were kind of a lot shorter than I was, but they did a good job getting it worked out. We'll at least fit in here. We'll try to run around here a lap or two and see how it feels.
Have you ever run on a little round joint like this many places before, or...?
Yeah, I've ran on about everything. This looks like a super racetrack. It's plenty big to do some good racing on. I'm looking forward to getting to try it out.
We appreciate you coming and being here, and I hope the rain holds off for us and we can get this deal underway. What do you think?
I hope so too. We flew in and it looked pretty good, from the way in. Did Terry come up here and practice last week?
Yeah, Terry said he had to come in and get some hot laps because he was going to weld your doors shut. What do you think about that?
I thought maybe he slipped in on me. I'd heard that around the garage. I just wanted to check that out.
All right, we'll be right back with you. Hang on, we'll get you some hot laps. Ladies and gentlemen, in the yellow, I guess this is a number 81 car, which is the sister car to the car that John Vallow drives here each and every week. We have Mr. Terry Labonte. Now, Michael's over here telling us that you come out here and got all these hot laps, and you supposedly got him covered. Is that correct?
No, that's not really true. I didn't really come out. I just rode around a couple of laps. He just thinks I ran a lot.
I see. So there's really no advantage or anything else. Anyhow, you did get a chance to run a few laps the other night at Columbus Motor Speedway. Did it feel comfortable or pretty good, or what do you think?
Well, I tell you what, it's an awful neat little racetrack, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm sure they've got some exciting races here. It looks like a tough little track. It's not banked very much. We're kind of used to running the higher banked, bigger tracks, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you very much. We'll get you guys some hot laps and let you run and see how we do. If you need some more time here in a little bit, maybe we get you back out again, but right now we need to get some hot laps, then we're going to get an autograph session underway.
Okay, so we'll give them an opportunity to run around a little bit and get a better feel for the racetrack. See, Michael's knees are way up in the darn near into his chest, so we'll see how he can do. Of course, the 83 car is the same car that Jeff Bodine nearly won the Superstar Shootout in 2 years ago. And it's also the car that Lonnie Rush Sr. won the $7,000 to win main event here at the Speedway at the end of the year last year. Again, Labonte has seen this track once. He made about 3 hot laps Thursday night. Michael has never seen Columbus Motor Speedway. Third fast time for this driver from Millersport, Ohio, Don Wetnall. Inside of row number 2, in car 61, Mechanicsburg, Ohio, his home. It's Mike Ward, your second fastest qualifier. And on the tail, in car number 9, from Columbus, Ohio, your fast qualifier, Dan Eves. Dan Eves in car number 9, your 4 fastest qualifiers. They'll race 4 laps. The inversion draw, which determines how the feature is lined up, was an 8. So that means that the fastest 8 cars in the feature event will be inverted. The 8th fastest qualifier on the pole, and fast qualifier Dan Eves will start in 8th position. So we'll get a start the next time around for 4 laps. Terry Humphrey, Don Wetnall, Mike Ward, and Dan Eves. Leads Terry Humphrey into turn number 1. Wetnall the leader in car number 3. One lap in the record books. It's Don Wetnall, Terry Humphrey, Mike Ward, and Eves in 4th. Halfway this time. Now Dan Eves around Ward. Eves up to 3rd. White flag this time for Wetnall. And the winner here on Germain Toyota night, it'll be Don Wetnall. Terry Humphrey is 2nd. 3rd is Dan Eves. And 4th, Mike Ward. So Don Wetnall, the winner. He's from Millersport, Ohio. Car is sponsored by Kennard Siding. And we do want you to spend just a minute, but make it a brief minute with each driver. Okay, the lineup for the first late model heat race. On the pole in car number 12, it's Denny Dean, alongside in 4, Larry Harris. The second row in car number 23, Greg Markham, and alongside Greg in car 49, Ed Duncan. Then comes car number 5, that's Dick Dunleavy Jr., and car 10, Wayne Watercutter. Car number 90 is Ron Freebus, and car 19 driven by Carlton Smith. The late models run 10 laps in their heat races, 10 racing laps. To Harris Body Shop, please. Gary St. Amant to Harris. This truck is for sale. So stop out and see the good folks at Germain Toyota out on Scarborough Boulevard, out there near Penny's Outlet. So we'll try to get it to start again this time. Dick Dunleavy Jr. sideways and spinning on that start. Green flag, 10 laps to go. Larry Harris the leader. Second is Ed Duncan. Third, Denny Dean. Now Duncan pressuring Larry Harris for the lead. Signal this time by the cross flags by starter Jim Paul. Complete your lead trio, Larry Harris, Ed Duncan, and Greg Markham. Now Markham pulls alongside of Duncan, challenging for second spot. White flag this time. Is up to second. He sets his sights on the leader, Larry Harris, but he won't have time to do it. The winner, Larry Harris. Greg Markham is second. Third goes to Ed Duncan. Fourth, Ron Freebus. The winner. The car is sponsored by Liquid Carbonics of Springfield, Fast Racing Engines and Lucky's Auto Sales. Number 21 from Miamisburg, Ohio, John Vallow. Alongside in car 55 from New Lebanon, Bussy Blackford. Inside of row number 2, in car 70 from Germantown, Joe Hill. And a Columbus driver outside of the second row, Bill Cantley. The third row, in car number 94, Robbie Dean. And outside of Robbie in car 7, it's Bob Edwards. And finally, on the tail, car 36, Randy Van Zandt. Randy cut his hand pretty good earlier in the night, and he has requested the tail. So he's got a little bit of a tender hand. He got a pretty nasty gash in his hand when he first got here at the Speedway. When he first got to the Speedway, I should say. So Van Zandt has requested the tail of this event. 10 laps. And a false start. A false start as Bussy Blackford got too much of an advantage coming off the fourth turn. We always go ahead and display the green so that we don't have a big crash down in turn number 1 and reline the cars. So we like for the cars to be a little more even than they were on that start. Now Bussy has gone again. Trying to make everything, the starts fair for everybody. We'll try it again the next time. John Vallow, Bussy Blackford, Joe Hill, Bill Cantley, Robbie Dean, Bob Edwards, and Randy Van Zandt. Blackford the leader. John Vallow second, Bill Cantley third. Bob Edwards up to challenge Cantley for third. 2 laps, this time by, 2 laps complete. Blackford with that MPH crane number 55. Really running good tonight. Now Edwards begins to close on the leaders. Edwards in 7, closing on Vallow just a little bit. They'll be halfway this time, 5 laps complete. up to fourth place. Dean is fourth. The signal for one more lap. This time by, it'll be the white flag. Bussy Blackford from New Lebanon, Ohio. The winner, Bussy Blackford. Vallow is second. Bob Edwards third. Robbie Dean finishes fourth. Blackford's car is sponsored by Jim Hale's Auto Electric, MPH Crane Incorporated, and Blackford's Auto Parts. Street Stock Trophy Dash is next. It's Don Parsons and Paul Baker. Second row is Dan Brown and Gary Carter, your fast qualifier. 4 cars, 4 laps, the Street Stock Trophy Dash. Don Parsons, Big Daddy Don Parsons, the leader, coming around to complete lap number 1 of this 4-lapper. Danny Brown trying to move underneath Parsons. Halfway this time. It's still Don Parsons, Dan Brown, now Gary Carter third, and Baker is fourth. White flag. Your winner will be Big Daddy Don Parsons. Second is Danny Brown, third Gary Carter, and fourth Paul Baker Jr. For this street stock heat race, in car number 73, I think the name's John Woodward, and in 73, and alongside in 19, which I don't see a number 19, so we're going to have to cross the cars over. We're going to have to cross the cars over after the first row because 19 is not there. Here we go. We're getting a lineup now. It's John Woodward and Eric Nachman, Ron Mangus and Gary Forbes. Then comes Don Townsend Jr., Herb Pennington, Brian New, and Buddy Townsend, and finally Jerry Pauley. So 8 racing laps for the street stock first heat race. the leader in car number 90. Coming around to complete lap number 2 of the street stock first heat race. Now Don Townsend Jr. is second in car number 28. They'll be halfway this time. Knockman, Townsend Jr. and Buddy Townsend third. And fourth is Gary Forbes, and fifth is Herb Pennington. Now Buddy Townsend moves up to challenge Don Townsend Jr. White flag this time for Eric Knockman in car number 90. Second is Don Townsend Jr. I believe, nope, Knockman had a feature or heat win earlier this year. His second heat win of 1991, Eric Knockman. Second goes to Don Townsend Jr. Third, Buddy Townsend. Fourth is Gary Forbes, and finishing fifth, Herb Pennington. Eric Knockman in 90, the winner. So again, Eric Knockman, the winner. He's the owner of this car. It's sponsored by H&M Salvage, along with All City Auto Wrecking. Eric Knockman. And in the fourth and final row, car number 44, that's Joe DeFelice, and car number 3, Butch McAllister. 8 racing laps, your second street stock heat race. Phil Gussler the leader. Scott McCandlish second in 42. Mike Schweier in 43, up there running the cushion, trying to make some ground on Gussler. Now all the way up from the last row, it's Joe DeFelice, a rookie driver. He's closing on the leaders in a big hurry. DeFelice nearly misses, or just misses Schweier down in turn number 1. He's hot on the leader's tail. Halfway this time. stretch. Joe DeFelice with a wild pass. And DeFelice is the leader. I guess he got mad about Von Brickles portraying a driver on Thursday night here at the Speedway during 5:30 Live. White flag for DeFelice. And the winner on Germain Toyota tonight, Joe DeFelice. Second is Phil Gussler. Third, Mike Schweier. That's Joe's second heat win ever here at Columbus Motor Speedway. Gentlemen, start your engines. The white flag, they'll get a start the next time by. Davis spins in car number 90. So it's Robbie Dean, Bill Cantley second, Joe Hill is third, fourth is Don Wetnall, fifth Terry Humphrey, sixth Bob Edwards, seventh Dan Eves, eighth is John Vallow. Bill Cantley is second. Laps. 20 complete. Halfway this time to Robbie Dean. second. John Barrow second in 21. Third, 26, Bill Cantley. 30 laps. 30 laps complete. It's Robbie Dean in 94, Vallow in 21. Third is 26, Cantley. Fourth, Wetnall. Robbie Dean, John Vallow. White flag for Robbie Dean in 94. Here comes Ballo in second, 21. Robbie Dean the winner. Second goes to John Ballo. Third will be close. Bill Cantley is third. An exciting race, the Big Bird, the winner. The third feature win of the 1991 season for Robbie Dean. One caution flag. The Germain Toyota Superstar Shootout winner, Robbie Dean. Still to come, the Limited Sportsman feature event and the Street Stock. So don't run off, folks, it's still early. Robbie Dean. The top 10 feature finish. The winner, of course, was Robbie Dean. Second was John Ballo. Finishing third was car 26, Bill Cantley. Fourth in car number 9, Dan Eves. Fifth went to Joe Hill in car 70. Finishing sixth, car number 3, that was Don Wetnall. In seventh place, with a pretty respectable finish, was Michael Waltrip. Finishing 8th in car number 1, Terry Humphrey. 9th in car number 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Finishing 10th in car 7, Bob Edwards. And finishing 11th in car 55, Bussy Blackford. So that's your top 11, actually. Your top shootout, a Limited Sportsman feature event. 30 laps for the Limited Sportsman, I believe. Let me check that. The lineup goes something like this. In car 02, it's Charlie Osborne. Outside in 20, Mike Brown. The second row in car 17, Sam Heckman. And alongside in 00, Dick Kelly. Car 73, that's Randy Sward. In car 74, Ken Sward. In the fourth row, car 29, Bob Justice. And alongside in 55, John Strobel. The next row, car number 10, it's Robin Pendleton. And outside in car 33, Carl Stapleton. Then comes car number 98, Mike Rush. And car number 9, Jim Cruz. The next row, it's Don Hill Jr., and alongside in 72, your fast qualifier tonight, Craig Parker. Tony Signs is next in car number 6, and alongside him in 25, Jim Kidd. Then comes Dean Winks in car number 19. Car 12 is Don Renner. 71, Larry Peterson. 44, J.D. Lease. And finally, car number 5, Bob Gruball. Steve Blackledge, you might want to go to the pit concession stand. Steve Blackledge, check in at the pit concession stand, please. Toyota Speedway Special pacing the cars around. That'll be pulled off on the backstretch, and we'll be ready for a start the next time by. So it's Charlie Osborne and Mike Brown leading a pack of wild mongooses around the track. Spin over on the backstretch. Bound Heavy Hill, happy birthday, you knucklehead. So complete restart, minus the 17 car of Sam Heckman. Apparently some sort of problem developing on that car in the first lap. So complete restart here on Germain Toyota night. Laps to go for the limited sportsman cars. Complete this time by. The leader, but here comes Dick Kelly on the outside. Ten laps in the record books. 10 down, 20 to go. goes to the outside of Charlie Osborne. Sword, the new leader. Still the leader. Charlie Osborne second. To go, 5 laps. The leader is Ken Sword down the backstretch. Second is Charlie Osborne in 02. Third in double zeros, Dick Kelly. car 74 is Ken Sward, white flag. And the winner on Germain Toyota, Knight, Ken Sward. Second is Charlie Osborne. Third, Dick Kelly. And fourth, Bob Justice. So Ken Sward, with his first feature win of 1990 here at the 91 here at the Speedway, I believe. Let me make sure of that. Yep, his best finish to date had been a second place back on June the 1st, but tonight he gets the big banana. And John Woodward, Butch McAllister, and Bill Wellman. That's your lineup. 25 laps for the street stocks. McCandlish in 42, unable to get that car moving. Okay, 25 laps still to go for the street stocks. We'll get a start the next time around. Complete restart. Joe DeFelice with some sort of problem in car 44. He's into the infield. So we'll try the white flag again this time. Brian New, the leader in 41. Second is Phil Gussler. Again, the disqualified person in that incident was Don Townsend Jr. for creating the red flag of hitting for rough driving, at any rate. 2 laps are complete. The new leader is Phil Gussler. Gussler the leader. Now Buddy Townsend moves up to second. But Mike Schweier fends Townsend off. Schweier is now second, and he'll challenge Gussler down the backstretch. 5 laps complete. Down, 20 to go. Okay, Phil Gussler the leader. Brown moves the outside of Gussler, and Brown is the new leader. Mike Schweier off the pace in 43. Second now is Gussler. Third is Don Parsons. But Parsons makes his way around Gussler as well. Don Parsons, Paul Baker, Phil Gussler, Jim McCulley are top 5. Mike Schweier off the track on the backstretch. Or is he? Now he's back out. Changed his mind. Laps are down. They'll be halfway this time around. Car 2 rounding turn 4 right now. Dan Brown, your leader, halfway. Now Don Parsons looks to be closing a little bit on Brown. Opens up on some lap traffic. Parsons closing in 12. Big Daddy Don Parsons right up on Brown's bumper. 10 laps to go. And now trouble with Brown's car. Misfiring. Brown is out of it. Your leader is car 12, Don Parsons Sr. Second is Paul Baker Jr. To go this time, 5 laps. And a red flag. Dan Brown stopped over in turn number 3. We'll get a start the next time by. 19 laps are down. Don Parsons the leader. Paul Baker Jr. is second in 66. Third is Phil Gussler in 4. Fourth in 33, Jim McCauley. And fifth in 3 is Butch McAllister. Don Parsons. Second is Paul Baker. Third, Phil Gussler. Fourth, Jim McCauley. And fifth, Butch McAllister. 3 laps to go this time by. Flag this time for Don Parsons in car 12. Now Paul Baker in 66 underneath John Woodward, and Baker with the last lap pass. And Paul Baker Jr., your winner in 66. Don Parsons is second. Third will be Jim McCauley. Fourth, Butch McAllister. And fifth, Phil Gussler. A wild finish for the street stocks. So a full night of racing action. It was Paul Baker the winner, Don Parsons second, Jim McCauley third, Butch McAllister fourth. Fifth was Phil Gessler. Sixth was Clyde.